Hi, and what I wanted to talk about today was training. One of the things that I've noticed from the comment section in all the videos we've been putting up is people talking quite a lot about how little training there is and the how to access it, how to get hold of things. And this is either from people with dissociation or their supporters or carers not being able to access resources or get hold of really useful information, day-to-day tips, advice, strategies, things like that about how to manage the various dissociative conditions that people are experiencing. And also from therapists, clinicians, whatever sort of professional background they might come from, just being able to sort of get hold of some, useful information with which to do things. There are plenty of textbooks out there, but some of these don't always easily translate into clinical practice, or they're just, they're just something that is quite hard to integrate and to work out how to organize these things. And sometimes it's just a bit more important to get some on-the-spot information. So with this in mind, what I wanted to introduce was our training plan really for the coming year. So from Easter onwards and looking at May, June, July, what we're going to be looking at doing is putting together some different events. Ideally, and this would be the plan, as practical as possible, in different time zones to enable people from different countries to be able to access them. So we're going to be looking at doing things in the UK that are obviously at variable times, but also evenings to allow people from the United States and Canada to join in, and probably some later ones, which hopefully will be able to be open to people from Australia and New Zealand, because I get a lot of information from there to say how difficult it is to access really useful stuff on dissociation. And these are going to be really sort of practical events, not necessarily heavy on theory, because that stuff is quite readily available, but clinical skills, things that I've learned, things that we do in the CTAD Clinic, all sorts of different bits and pieces. And we're going to be trying to make these as available and as accessible as possible, as well as keeping the costs down wherever we can, so that people on limited budgets can still access some information. And the goal of a lot of this is that going to be interactive, so that the courses that we run will be open for small numbers. We can repeat, we can do lots of different courses, but small numbers to allow for people to ask questions and engage in some various different levels of discussion about their own difficulties and issues and questions that they want to run through. So we're going to be leading with a modular 4-day modular course on the SCID-D, which is the Structured Clinical Interview for Dissociative Disorders, which is a diagnostic tool I've talked about in different videos before, that's for therapists and professionals who are looking to implement a more detailed sort of treatment, assessment or diagnosis of dissociation. So that's going to run over 4 separate evenings in May and June, and all the details are on our website. So we're also going to be doing, on top of that, I'm going to be doing some webinars, some Q&A type webinars, which are leading with me sort of talking about my experiences of first working in dissociation, what I learned, the pitfalls, what I wished I knew then that I knew now, any learning and advice that I can give. And that's going to be included with a fairly extensive Q&A section, so that people joining those webinars can ask questions and we can engage in some discussion. And I'm going to be having some separate events with that for professionals, and also separate events for people with dissociation and their supporters and carers, so that people can really sort of engage in discussions that are really related to where they are and what they might be struggling with, whether therapists or whether people struggling with that experience of dissociation. All of the details of these are going to be on our website, the link of which is in the description on this video. And what I would encourage people to do is to email our enquiries desk. Again, the email for that is on the description at the end of this video, be on our mailing list. So what we want to do is generate various different mailing lists, so that we can let people know as soon as we've got training planned. Obviously, I can put some stuff on the YouTube channel, but largely we have a training page through the CTAD website, and that will show everything that we've got planned coming up, and people can click on those links and get more information and book onto some of these webinars and training events that we'll be doing. So if you would like to know more about this, you can either obviously subscribe to the channel, do the notifications, all that sort of stuff, but please do email enquiries. That gets you through to Sam, and Sam will put your details, if you're happy for us to do so, on a mailing list, so that we can let people know when we've got things done. And that mailing list will not be sold on or passed on to anybody else. That's going to be kept just for us, specifically for this purpose. So it'd be really great to hear from people, to get hold of the email and let us know, and we can start telling people. I will advertise on the YouTube channel, on the community page, the events that we've got and the dates that we've got. The SCID-D training is already there, so that's for professionals if they would like to book onto, and that's running in the evening in UK time, so that is going to be quite accessible for people in the States and in Canada, as well as various different countries in Europe. So please do keep an eye on things. We're hoping to do plenty of these over the coming 6 to 12 months, see how it goes. Obviously, we'll get loads of feedback on it as we go along, and it would be really nice to actually meet people online, in person, and have some discussions about all things dissociation. So between now and then, I look forward to hearing your comments, and I do look forward to meeting plenty of you in the future, and do take great care.